Hello guys, Luke here and welcome to my Mini-ITX Build video featuring a Ryzen 3 1200 processor as well as the Silverstone ML08 Mini-ITX case. So I've been wanting to build a Ryzen PC for a while now, and I've also wanted to build a Mini-ITX system, so I thought why not combine the two in the one build and build a Ryzen Mini-ITX system. Now we've got all the parts, so I'm going to go ahead, move the camera, move myself over to there and start the whole build process. So let's get started. I've ran into a little problem here. It seems like the CPU cooler is obstructing the RAM from being installed in the closest slot. So what I'm going to have to do is rotate this cooler 180 degrees, and then this AMD logo up here will be on the other side, then we should be fine. But yeah, as it is, it's blocking one RAM stick from being installed, so that's a bit of a bummer. It's going to take me another couple of minutes to do that, so bear with me. Okay, that took longer than I thought, but I finally finished. I've moved the CPU cooler 180 degrees, so now the AMD logo is on the other side. It's not covering up anything actually, it's not blocking anything. On this side, we can now go ahead and install the RAM. Alright guys, the build is now complete. It took me, I think, just under an hour to complete, so it wasn't that long. It wasn't too difficult to build. There are a few quirks here and there, of course, with factors like cable management. There's really nowhere to cable manage in this PC at all. If the cables were a bit longer, I could route them through other grommets, but the power supply that I have, the cables are only long enough to pretty much just go to the location where the piece of hardware is, but they are neatly tied up in a bundle next to the power supply, so it's not really in the way at all. Overall, I think it was a pretty straightforward experience building in the Milo ML08 Mini-ITX case from Silverstone. It was pretty easy. You can see here on the front here, I didn't know this, but this is where our front panel I/O is. So we got two USB 3.0s there, headphone jack, microphone jack. Pretty standard I/O. I'm just worried about over time, if this panel gets used a lot, it might wear out and then always sit down. It might not cover the ports. It's not a big deal because most cases don't cover the ports anyway. Even some cases that have top I/O aren't really covered either. Here we have a setup. I've just connected a monitor, keyboard and mouse to test it out. It's plugged into power. As far as I know, it's receiving. I can't really see through the side panel any lights or anything. So I guess we're going to turn on the system now and find out if she works. Okay guys, here goes nothing. Switching it on now. Looks like we've got ignition. See if we get an image up on the screen. First boot of a new system usually takes a little bit, so I'll give it a few secs. Nothing being displayed yet. Give me a second, I'll have a look around the back. Oh, there we go. Alright guys, we have a display. Of course, we don't have a boot device yet. Got a USB drive here. This has got Windows 10 64-bit on it, so I'm going to get this system up and running soon. That actually concludes my build video for the Mini-ITX build in the Silverstone ML08. It's my first Ryzen build. I'm glad it works straight off the bat. So my next step is going to be installing Windows, of course, getting some programs installed and testing it out. In this system is actually my first NVIDIA GTX 10 series graphics card. I've never had a 10 series. My current PC at the back there has a 980 Ti in it. Runs beautifully. The 1050 Ti obviously is a more budget card than the 980 Ti, but it's a generation newer, so it should have new technologies and a bit more performance compared to the previous gen 950 or 960 or so. I'm expecting this PC to be able to play 1080p gaming at pretty much no problem with most games. There'll be some exceptions such as GTA 5 that'll be harder to run, of course. Also, the Ryzen 3 1200 CPU is the cheapest Ryzen CPU, so it's gonna maybe bottleneck a little bit with some games, especially like Grand Theft Auto 5, where it's a very CPU intensive game. We'll see how it handles it, I guess. So that'll be my next video after this one. So this is the build complete. The next video I'll be doing some benchmarks on it and seeing how it runs. I'll do some CPU stress tests, GPU stress tests, and see what sort of scores we get. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, click like down below, subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys around the channel. Alright, have a good one.